Hi everybody, welcome to this week. We're going to be talking about the rooms division. Hope you guys had a great weekend, by the way. Now, in this is chapter 3 in your textbooks, and I've made a handful of notes here. First of all, I want you to get a handle on the functions and the departments of a hotel. That's the first section here. And understand the difference between revenue centers and cost centers. I go through this in the voiceover PowerPoint. A good quote in here that will come up again is, you have to remember, in this business, you are always a host. And remember the moments of truth that we discussed, those happen daily, okay? And if you're in the host mentality, you will always come across this within this business. There's another saying we have in the industry, or at least I have a saying in it. It's called the painless extraction of cash. And in the casino business, that makes sense, or a little easier sense, meaning you have people take money out of their pocket and throwing the money at us in exchange for a really good time. So it's painless for them. Now, when dealing with the IRS, that's a very painful process. But in general, in the hotel and the hospitality business, we want to execute the painless extraction of cash, and this all resides within the general manager. They set the tone for that, meaning you want to be able to pay for a good service and a good experience that you had and not feel like you're getting ripped off. Now, we'll talk about that in this section when it comes to revenue management and pricing. So hang on and you'll go through that. Now, there's a section in here on introducing Cesar Ritz. Hopefully you watched that video, and I think by the looks of the quiz, you guys did fine, and you did. And let's go on here. Rooms division. Okay, you need to have a handle on the guest cycle within the hospitality or within the hotel business. This can also be applied to other areas. We call this guest centricity. You're looking at it through their viewpoint. So make sure you take a look at that. Extremely important. Yield management is also going to be a theme throughout this. And if you haven't realized already, a lot of this business boils around numbers, not just the soft skills that are very, very important, but it also revolves around the numbers. So yield management and revenue management is extremely important. I teach a class in revenue management for the hospitality business where we go across fairs, festivals, concerts, events, weddings, and yes, hotels. So if you're interested in that, take a look. I teach that usually every semester. You're going to talk about the city ledger and the opening guest folio, the account that they have. Everyone goes in there. Understand that whole process. It laid out here, and there's some pretty good. I did some voiceovers on some PowerPoints as well. This section of Charlie Adams, I don't know if he is still in the Moscow Hotel, but it is a very good short focus on the rooms division, and he does a pretty good job of laying it out. It's pretty much the epicenter of the guest experience. So get a handle on the different kinds of rates. Rack rate we use a lot. You'll hear that term quite a bit. Corporate accounts, AAA, AARP, group accounts, group sales, promotional specials, wholesale account. All those are different kinds of pricing strategies and pricing groups that we apply to different segments. Now, go through. Okay, the night auditor, an extremely important role, but you rarely see them because they work overnight. I had a student once that did that at a local hotel. I don't know how she did it. She operated on about 30 minutes of sleep a day, but she operated the night hotel, one of the local night shift, as a night auditor for one of the local hotels. Extremely important. One of the biggest areas that they're currently looking at is the areas where theft could occur within the hotel. Tons of areas for that, and it is highlighted lately. All right, now know all of these ADR, ROPs, room occupancy percentages, occupancy rates, average daily rates, those kind of things, understand how they are calculated, okay? There will be a handful of questions on this on the quiz. But not only that, when you go into other areas of the hospitality business, you will use similar calculations to determine revenue per chair, for example, in the restaurant business. Now, every hotel generates a daily operating report. I see some of them that have what's called a variance report, which is the daily operating report and the budgeted performance, what the difference is there. That's called the variance report. Some hotels provide those. We used to do it in the casino business for all of our hotels and the gaming floor and the restaurants. So we budget it out, and you wind up getting the variance report to find out how far off you are on budgeting. Very important stuff. Don't play a drinking game with very, very important when I say that. So anyhow, one of the most important of aspects of the hotel, the front desk, is understanding the RevPAR, revenue per available room. Please get a hold of that. That is a constant term you will hear, and I have heard it in 20-something years in this business. It's preached. So how do you generate better RevPAR is part of it. So it's a common among all categories of hotels. Now, a lot of this that is explained is also published in the Smith Travel Report, STR, also known as the STAR Report. It's mentioned here a little bit, but that is an index, so you can compare yourself to how you're doing within your market, within your country, within your state, within different trade areas. So, Smith Travel Report. Now, you can get, in my class, in the hospitality finance class, you can get a certification for CHIA. Now, it's not a Chia Pet, but CHIA stands for Certification of Hospitality Industry Analyst. And that is a designation that is internationally recognized that you can get when you go take that course. They touch on it in this section of this class, but keep that in mind. So, let's see here. Okay, some of this stuff about the security, billing guests, guest comfort, they talk about things like smart keys. That's obviously outdated. Technology has really increased, especially since the pandemic. So, keep that in mind. And let's see, oddly, they talk about technology here. And then they go on to the communications. Another good one is the Hilton Hotels in San Diego. I actually met this guy. He's the revenue manager at the Hilton Hotel out in San Diego. He wrote this section here. It's pretty good. This is an up-and-coming role within the hospitality business or the hotel business, because specifically that role used to be taken over by the general manager. Now they've laid more importance onto this role, and it's become a position. So go through that. Yes, I will quiz you on it, or it's fair game for a quiz. Now, housekeeping. Housekeeping is by far the largest department in the hotel, and within that, you have multiple disciplines in terms of responsibilities, in terms of details that are applied. Often you have to be bilingual, and it's an extremely important aspect of the business. My philosophy is, in the hospitality business, everybody from the GM, the president, all the way down through the entire organization has two jobs. Those two jobs are marketing and housekeeping. Everybody represents themselves and the organization. That's marketing. And everybody keeps a clean workspace or stage space, stage presence. So it is everybody's job to make sure everything is clean and well represented. So you've got two jobs: marketing, housekeeping. Okay, there's a great self-inspection list. If you've ever stayed at a Ritz-Carlton, they used to do this. I'm not sure they do it anymore. But when you pick up the skirt for the beds, you'll look under there and say this area was checked by. There's a little sign that says this area was checked by, and it has a signature and a date when the last time it was checked, so they check onto the beds. Neat little detail. Spas, they talk about sustainable lodging. That's important. and it continues to be a growing importance in the marketplace. Now, security and loss prevention, we call them LPS, which is the loss prevention supervisor, and they're moving more into data security as we become more reliant on electronic and touchless services. That data out there is subject to hacking and identity theft. You find it a lot in this industry. So all of this that I talked about is under the rooms division. Like I said, it's kind of the epicenter of a hotel, and you can learn a lot and you can apply a lot of this to other areas of the hospitality business. So that's that. Go to it. You got a quiz at the end of the week. If you've got any questions, you guys know how to reach me. Y'all have been fantastic. Packback, I hope we've got those areas ironed out a little bit. And hopefully you understand what's going on. I'm real lenient on these first couple of weeks with the points because you're learning a new system, and I'm learning a new system. So let me know if you got any questions about anything, even if it's not this. Have a great week, guys. Thanks.